guys, hi friends, hi family, hi YouTubers, hi any new subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel. I have like a list of ideas that I'd like to share with you. I would like to expand my vlog to gain more friendship and more support, and I just have all these ideas in my head. And I know that it's hard to live a quiet life because we all have to go out and be seen. And I haven't retired yet. I'm only 36. So, yeah, I really want to do some more vlogs that include having other people around. I want to gain momentum. I want to find out if there's a job for me out there that could involve YouTube and vlogging in Christchurch, New Zealand. So I've dyed my hair today. I have not done any of my skin routine, so the sun is being a bit of an ass right now. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get the right lighting. Anyway, so I really wanted to dye my hair blonde, but I didn't know what hair dye to choose. I told you guys that I got this really blonde strand, which is ultra light ash blonde, but it's actually, it didn't really do anything with my hair colour. It has lightened it slightly, not complaining because I don't want to like ruin my hair. So yeah, it's just sort of like given it an extra, it's lightened it like maybe 2 shades, because I think I like took the hair dye out maybe 10 minutes too early. If I'd left it in for a bit longer, I'd probably have had better luck. So I'm going to have to treat my hair after using the hair dye that it's home-based hair dye. So I'm probably going to have to condition it. I'm probably going to have to find some sort of hair mask to put in after the hair dye. I just missed an important text from my best friend as well, which is annoying. I was going to go to the bar and get a coffee or a drink or something when she's at work. That's what I like doing. I haven't been out for ages. I've just been at home saving money. I don't really have a lot of excuses. I just have a ton of ideas that, like, I always want to help people. I'm always looking for a job. I'm always trying to be successful. I'm always trying to earn money. I'm always trying to keep in touch with friends. I'm always trying to do everything at once. And yeah, I guess that's how we gather in small groups, we meet new people, we don't know what it'll do, where it will take us, but like sometimes it's annoying not having everyone together, but everybody knows what that's like, so at least we all can share that from across the world or wherever we are. We can share, and sometimes we can even get together. And I know there's things in life that like not everyone gets to enjoy. Like, I've never been overseas. I'm hoping that I'll do that eventually. I wouldn't do that now, but if I'm alive long enough, I would do that later. It's just an inspiring motive more than anything. So I've got to brush my hair once it's done. I've got washing to hang out. I've got a cat to feed. I've got a plant to water. So maybe we'll just set the stand. And I've also been listening to Westlife. Hands up anyone who's still listening to music from the 90s and the 2000s. Just a nostalgia rerun. This time it was Westlife, because Westlife has a lot of inspiration around like relationships, and it just gives you a bit of a boost, even if you're like, even if you're single or you're missing your nana. It could be anything. It just gives you that extra boost just to get through the day. Anyway, I hope you like my explanation for the day. It's always a bit muddled up. I like being a bit muddled up with things because I don't want to be too clear and too concise. Because then I can't like just go through my head and tell you what I like. Because everyone's like vlog and impression and deliverance is different. Like if you're just covering one topic, you can do it clearly and concisely the whole way through if you know what you want to say. But if you're like trying to cover like a few different things at once, it's going to be a wee bit like scattered and stuff. So, and depending like whoever sparks inspiration in your mind or like whoever you're thinking of at the time, you can, yeah, just things come across sometimes and they have to backtrack and re-explain things. And so basically I'm at home and I am still looking for jobs. Obviously I'm interested in a whole lot. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time and just choose money and be like, get that initial dream job sorted and then just look away from everything else and then that's my whole life done. But I don't know how to, I never knew what to do from the beginning. So a lot of people are like that. They never actually knew about dreams. They never knew about like, well, they never knew like what to do, and like running a business could seem really hard because it's like you have to learn. I'm under the impression when I went to high school that, okay, if I picked any of these jobs, bad things could happen to me. I could get, I might be too afraid to leave my mum, or maybe opportunities won't open up for me as easy as it does for others, or maybe I'll struggle to buy a house, or maybe I'll get jealous, or literally anything when you're a teenager that comes into your mind. It's like, I feel like I just don't get it. I feel like I almost need like somebody to like pick me up and plonk me there. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I feel like I've always had to make such a big effort, even for just little small things. Like, you're making a huge effort in one place, but are you actually feeling like you're getting anything out of it? Like, what's it doing for you? Do you feel like it's blowing your world up and your happiness is being taken to new heights? Do you feel like you have the best spouse in the world? Or do you feel like you can convince yourself that everything is the way that you want it? Because those questions never ran through my mind and never got picked up by anyone. So there's a really difficult way, because the community is so overpopulated, that like not everyone becomes millionaires, not everyone owns a house, not everyone can get things right from the beginning, and most of us don't. Most of us spend our whole lives waiting, or spending time with others because we have nowhere to go. And then all we can do is lie and pretend while we're going through everything. It's like, well, were you just latching on to me because you were told that that was your only way to survive? Why are you latching on to me? Do you have attachment issues? Or all these sorts of things come up, and it's like, well, how do you know what a friend is? And like, Aren't you supposed to be at home at the moment? Aren't you supposed to be with your immediate family? They're the ones that you need to be going to for like all-time success and advice. They're the ones that are supposed to be making things happen for you. Why haven't you bought a house yet? Why is your income still sitting at, you know, this much? I mean, like, look at everybody else your age. They've already made it. And you're just a charity case at this point. I mean, like, how are we supposed to fix that? Everybody has just put you into a new... It could be the dreamers and the disbelievers, and also the people who are at the top of the world enjoying success. They're always the ones, the creative thinkers, are always the ones who, unfortunately, they're always the ones that put you down, and they're the ones that also come up with phrases like, oh well, you're not successful and you haven't made it. Things like that. Like, they're the ones that criticize people. So I don't know where that comes from. I wish I could earn a lot of money. I wish I could be successful. I wish I could be happy. I wish I could be settled. I wish that somebody would take a chance on me. I wish that I owned this house, but I don't. I'm staying here. So anyway, I will just show you what's going on in the apartment. So at the moment, I got really low in the last few months. I felt like when I was learning barista, I felt really low. I felt like there's no opportunities here for me. It's not going to get me, you know, that large pay packet at the end of the day. I mean, it was basically, it felt like a place that you go to see your dreams die. Yeah, I just knew that, like, something terribly wrong was happening, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. And yeah, I just felt really discouraged. Even though the mouth of success, you know, the mouths, everyone has their own mouth. If you know how to speak like you're a success, then anyone can buy it. But like, I felt like lately I felt like I don't know. I honestly, I'm so confused. I don't really understand how the city operates, how to go anywhere or do anything or restart my life, or I just wanted honesty from like God or something to say that, well, you're 36, you're single, the truth is out there, and what is it? To be honest, I've already wrote it down what I think would be most suitable for me. Because I'm all about like new beginnings. I'm all about like being really honest. I'll dress myself up as best as I can right now, and then let God be the judge. I don't have any children. My body still works. I've got honestly all I can give to you, and I'm wondering where the success is for me, because I know there's all these girls who have they already own houses and I own nothing, and I feel like dirt. I just wish I had something special, and I don't. And I never really found anything special ever in my life. I had a life coach that I gave money to that could have gone to my house deposit. I would have been in a house by now. And I've asked her how to offer me success, or the lawyer to tell me, was it a scam? Because I don't feel like anyone's really being honest with me. I feel like I'm human garbage. I shouldn't have to feel all these feelings. Because I did dress myself up and I was waiting to see, did you think I was a 1? From 1 to 10, how do I look when I'm all dressed up? Am I, with makeup on, like, am I a 10? Or do you think that I'm like a 5? Or, like, if I don't have a job and I don't have enough money, does that mean I'm a 2? Or what are the answers for me? Because it's really upsetting my inner child. And I was loved at one point, and then I felt like I was ditched and bitched. So the apartment is a mess. There's clothes on the floor. I can't even tilt the camera at the moment. There's clothing on the floor. My friends have, no idea how to help me. I was a caregiver for 5 years, and it's destroyed me. I used to be a young party girl. I had no money. I just had a little job in the mall. And then that started to destroy me because the girls and the boys were all fighting about which girlfriend and which boyfriend should be together. And so it was a real struggle for me to try to get through my youth. Was really traumatic. My parents were fighting. We were at the police station giving affidavits. I've never been able to have a real life. No one's ever really paid me back or looked after me in that time. And I think those people have to keep to themselves and stay away from others if all they want to do is sabotage and destroy other people's lives. I'm really tired of all these people out there who have had children and they're like baby mamas and baby daddies. I'm really tired of hearing that. I don't want to hear about that in my life. I'm okay with the people out there who are having all those adventures to themselves. That's their world. That is not what I want in my world. And so far, every man that I've manifested or felt that I have called out for someone that would suit this character, they're actually unsuitable because other people were actually listening to my manifestations who disagree with me. So there's no way that I'd be dating that person because it's not my manifestation. That is somebody else's opinion getting in the way. Saying, oh, don't be fussy, don't be superficial, don't be like this. There's no way these people even can begin to know what I need. So I understand because I know that the voice that is being shared with you is my natural, like, self talking. Like, it's what I'm made up of, like, my holistic sense of self talking, not like it's not like somebody else has um spoken and manifested it. It's like I said no because it's like a holistic, it's like a holistic answer for me to say no to a man on Tinder. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously I can see where the all these, mouths are coming from, but it's like it's hard for God to make me a success for some reason. And I feel like I'm not loved. Like, and that's why I feel like I want to die. I don't have all the money that I need. I don't have the work that I need. I don't have any idea what to do. I feel like I get used a lot and I feel like it's really unfair. I'm not on a rampage. I'm not on a vendetta. I'm not abusive. And when the opportunities present themselves, hopefully it doesn't feel like a letdown, because most jobs and career paths, they don't make us happy. They can make us feel fulfilled for a certain amount of time, and it can give us a place with shelter for a certain amount of time. It can give us endless amounts of worldly options. Having a ton of money means you can go anywhere in the world at any time, bathe in any sea or any pool, or walk any distance. But not everybody gets to experience those feelings and those adventures. And I could sit there waiting and wishing that I could find a man that had the cash to take me there. I could say that I have that dream just as much as she does. But I could also just choose to let it go and take a back seat and say, oh, I don't want to go to Fiji because not every girl should feel that she has to have those experiences. Like, some people don't even think twice about leaving to travel the world. Some people prefer to stay in their worlds. Not everyone feels the need to be a success. But yeah, I'm not kidding. If you offered somebody $500,000, they would easily take it. And I don't see why not, because it means they'd have everything they ever need. Because you don't just ever get everything you ever need. There's always an abusive person, a greedy person trying to take what little money you have for your experiences. You could say to the flatmate that you're living with, I haven't been able to find a job naturally. If God was real, I'd be able to find any job and get paid well, like in Australia. Or I could move to Australia, but I'm actually quite fragile. I like to be in my own city. I don't like to go too far. I just, that's just the way that I am, and I can't change. So don't expect me to change, because I can't change. And yeah, sometimes I feel like my parents have abandoned me, because now I'm sitting in an old villa that I'm renting out a room in. My flatmate's at work, I'm on a benefit, and I'm just playing PlayStation 5, which luckily my flatmate pays for the Wi-Fi, and I'm sitting at home eating a pie and playing PlayStation. I barely ever leave the house. My mum calls me, but yeah, and I'm 35, so, or 32 or whatever, so yeah, like I don't really care that much. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, if someone was there for me, I would just say like I'd be interested in doing something if I felt like somebody was there for me. If I felt like the right person was there for me and with me more often, then I probably would do that. But like I don't I'm 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 pretty introverted, so um it would be nice for me to find somebody who was more like me and they were more understanding, and then I would feel more successful. I wouldn't mind trying something new or going to a meetup group and just joining a discussion or something if like I felt comfortable while I was there. So that kind of thing is happening. And um so there's people like me who they live in absolute shitty circumstances, and they they have jobs and they're very good looking and they're very young and can still get around really easily, but a lot of people are still alone, or if they're not alone, and what I mean by alone is they they're single, meaning they didn't want a girlfriend, didn't need a girlfriend or boyfriend, or tried dating for short term, or tried going to pubs once in a while, or had a friend on the internet, a girl that saw something within them, and she said, I was wondering if you would be interested in um, like catching up or something. Um, and yeah, seeing how we like to see if we get on, or to see if there's anything there, like we don't have to sleep together or like move in together or do anything crazy. It's just that I just noticed that um, there's a lot of people still struggling with their comfort levels, and it's not like they're embarrassed. Like, because with me, personally, with the men that I meet, I'm not looking for, like, if I met somebody and I wanted to go out and drive a race car, I would go to a place that has them. I would take my spouse with me, or I would just go to a show or something and experience it there. I wouldn't like become it, because I don't think that's fair for everyone to just race off and be like, oh, I went and did this without you, or I bought this car without you, or I hired this person without you, or I went to the pub without you, or I did all these things without you. Ever since I entered your world, I'm doing all these things without you. It's like saying, you know what, I'm already comfortable with this other stuff, and I don't feel like I can become comfortable with you no matter how hard I try. I just don't think that my maker made me like that. And there's nothing I can do about that. So, unfortunately, as sad as it makes me and as depressed as I feel about this, and I feel like there's almost something wrong with me that I can't do this because our culture suggests that we're all supposed to be friends and mingle and there's supposed to be like one love. That's what religion also suggests. So I feel quite a lot of pressure on me because, well, I mean, you can only really refer to my family, my immediate family, your parents that you had. You can only really refer to them um, because it was their choice to have another baby. So, it was fully their choice to do that. So, yeah, it's like, yeah, if you've got a son or a daughter my age or younger, or even it's happened to people that are older than us, then you can sort of, you just have to refer back to the people that chose to give birth to you. You have to really find out why they chose to have you in the first place, because you're sitting at home and you don't know what to do, and maybe that's why your mum had you. Your mum might have had you so that people could experiment with you, or your mum might have had you because she really loved the husband that she chose, or your parents might have had you because they were like curious or something. But like, I don't really know where family strength actually comes from, because I still see people out there who are being abused by their families or manipulated emotionally and mentally, to the point where they just start behaving really badly. Um, I see a lot of things out there and I think, how can I get into that a bit more? Like, how can I find these people at my age? If there's anyone out there that looks like me, maybe you've got light skin and light eyes and fair head of hair or something, and you're a male and you're about 35. Maybe that's something we could talk about. Like, maybe you're living in a 2-bedroom flat, or maybe you're renting a room, or maybe you've just about bought a house, or you've just about saved up enough to buy a house, or maybe you're at the same standstill as me. Maybe you just don't have any money, maybe you don't have anything, or maybe you've never needed to, or maybe your needs have always somehow been provided for, or maybe you tried a job and quit and you're on a benefit and you're still hoping to meet a spouse, but you feel like you're never going to because somebody's made it sound like you're a bad person. Or maybe you did buy a cheap house because it's easier and you know the stakes are really low. You might see the most successful people in the world, but then you might actually feel like, well, the stakes are really low. And yeah, some people do end up buying what they think is the epitome of somebody else's idea of a dream, or somebody else's idea, or somebody agreed that that would be a great place to buy a house. So unfortunately, you've had to keep working, or you've had to abandon all else just to keep working, and you're still alone. You've still got nobody. You still don't have a spouse. You've had people arguing with you over things like the fact that you can't commit, you're non-committal, you didn't want a spouse, or you're pretty much damaged goods, or you are a system reject, or there's all these things going around in the community, and like you know that nobody can find spouses for one another because, or something that actually fits them really well, because by now there should be something at least good enough. It's really hard for me right now, and that's why I'm in this free apartment provided by the government for people who need housing options. You actually have to be struggling where you are to be able to apply for these. So if there's any young guys out there my age who are in flatting situations that they are struggling with, they can apply for one of these houses and go on a waiting list, or they could get a job and rent their own apartments, or they could even buy their apartments if their family is willing to send them money. You know, if you've got family members that can send you deposits or something for you to buy something, somewhere to live, if you found somewhere you ideally would like to live, you could always ask for help, or your partner's family could ask for help. It doesn't have to be like, life doesn't actually have to be like a constant charity case with everyone trying to chip in and meet your demands. I think that's too confusing. I think it's really hard for people to live like that. I think that a lot of people just need to go away and spend time alone and stay out of each other's pockets, because it actually confuses you as an individual. All I can do is share with you my ideas and actually just keep trying to manifest scenarios, and, well, not scenarios, but like jobs, job ideas, showing up for friends and family as best as I can while I'm recovering from all the struggles that I'm feeling inside, because I'm not what I could be. Yeah, there could be men out there that would really listen and say, I feel like that's a really hard thing to go through, and I know that the world has made it a lot easier for me, and I've had an easy ride compared to you, Sam, and I honestly, it makes me feel like I wish there was something I could do for you. Only because I've met you now, so maybe you could come over to my house for a meal and a cup of tea or a coffee. I'm just speaking in terms of what I know to be a success. You know, I know there's a lot of people that have to safeguard and protect themselves and say, well, I cannot deal with you because I'm successful and I have a house and I have money and you're different. They could choose to see you as being different and try to put you in a category and make you feel worse. Or they could be the type of people that they meet you, you tell them how it is, what you would like for yourself, and how they could help. You could always go for a long, hearty walk and hopefully meet your soulmate at the bottom of the hill. But what if he shows up as what you think, and then when you get there, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to say, you don't know if he's actually going to reject you. You have no, like, nobody is giving you nobody's ever given you, like, pure, holistic certainty in your life. You've always been messed around with. And I'm not just talking about me, I'm feeling it on the inside so that I can like actually find someone that could feel this on the inside. And I'm actually trying to feel on the inside everything that would make a boyfriend or a man actually feel what I am needing from him on the inside, so that he would actually feel really emotive. Like he would have a real strong sense of emotion and passion, and like it wouldn't just spit him into a short-term thing or an overnight thing. It would actually give him enough self-esteem to actually just move through a relationship really easily with you and face all the ups and downs with you. Like, okay, I'd like you to come out to the house I have. I don't care if it's a rental or you're living with your flatmates or you're homeless or you've bought a house or you're just shopping at the supermarket, you're lining up at the work and income because you need help. Anything. You could be my soulmate and talk to me, but you can't be embarrassed. You can't be feeling feelings of inadequacy. You cannot have any negative feelings towards me being your spouse. You can't have any hold-ups or disagreements or insecurities. Basically, you actually have to be a match to me and actually be there for me and be able to talk things through with me. You actually have to be verbal or try to have a conversation. I think that there are a lot of people that are only just starting to try at 35, and they are saying things like, I bought this house that I'm paying off, which is quite normal. There's a lot of different scenarios out there, girls. So like, I bought this house which I'm paying off. I have a flatmate. Why don't you come over and see how we get along? And then maybe we'll go from there. If you don't have a job right now, that is totally fine. I understand. We can work things out. I promise that you won't be alone. But at the same time, it's like, you know he's got to go to work every day, right? You know that you can't just see him and live the dream because he's actually in hardship. Like, does he work around the city? Does he go to one place? What does he actually do, girls? And how can you be there? How can you actually be there and be a genuine soulmate who can actually get close to another human being and can actually stay stable with one human being? You know, that's the ultimate challenge of a real soulmate. So you could go and jump in the work van and go and watch him all day while he does his job. Or you could stay home all day and be really alone. That's not going to work and usually doesn't work for people. So yeah, some people are destined to only be flatmates with other people, and then they just find a sense of community. Some people want to actually have a genuine connection, and those women actually have to pay the price, which I have paid the price. Do you know what the price is and how the city has not been able to provide that for me in every sense of my request? So I did actually pay like $20,000 of my really, really, really basic income. So it wasn't like I was on a large income or anything like that. So how am I supposed to explain that? You know? Am I supposed to look for like the hottest guy in the city? One of the hottest guys in the city? And hope that he will be home most of the time? Maybe he already has a crappy wee house that we can be together in, but he actually has to go to work 3 days a week. And you get to spend 4 days a week with him. How good would that be? Would you like to be able to adjust the circumstances to suit your emotional needs? Would you like God to actually accept some of your really deep emotional needs? Would you like us to figure out how to create that within the spousal agreement that you have in your heart? Like, are there flaws and things and broken parts about you that actually still cannot be healed, but could somehow be provided for with a spouse that you're asking for? So there's a lot of things that God could change. So I just have to trust God, because right now I don't really have anything else or anybody else to talk to about partnership details. So I'll just show you the so yeah, I only got through the top half of my hair, so I'm going to have to get another bottle of hair dye, maybe an even brighter bottle. Right now I feel like I've got like a baby face routine going on, but a little bit of makeup and some eyebrows turns me into like a super spastic human being. But like what I really, really wanted, and I've told people this, is like, my best friend, who I just missed because I was out buying food, and I got home and I seen her text and I like ignored my phone all day because it's Sunday. But I was like really feeling like I wanted to go out and see her, and I know the place really well and I feel comfortable going there, and she always looks after me really well. So, and I knew her in primary school, so she's like family to me. So yeah, I look like crap at the moment. You've seen me look better, let's just say that. I thought maybe her idea for a spouse would work, like maybe dating somebody that works from home, but that means I'd have to find somewhere else to live. Or maybe, yeah, finding someone who's on a benefit and is struggling with finances, and he could live in the apartment here with me and we could just stay here. Because staying is a real big part of my healing. And there's a lot of I don't know how God and Jesus can like look into my soul and figure out where I need help and where I need healing and like what I need to do. I'm doing all that I can, okay? I'm trying to cover my resources. Like, I'm trying to make an effort as a self-proclaimed adult, even though it's not my responsibility to do so. Does God take care of orphans? So anyway, oh crap. So anyway, I missed my friend, and so I just decided, well, I'll just dye my hair and then I'll catch up with her in the next opportunity I get to go out and see her. So that'll be nice. And then I could like maybe borrow the machines at the rock pool or whatever, wherever I go, and just see if she will let me show her how I make a flat white. I could do her a tulip or something in a flat white if her boss is there and they don't mind. So you just use the machine and say, look what I can do for you. And anyway, so yeah, my plant is drooping again because I haven't, every 3 days I need to water her. This is a peace lily. There's one lily on it, so I can water her and she'll come back to life in like 1 day, maybe 2 days. I'm easygoing. I'm trying to be. So the apartment has a mess. It's got clothing everywhere and the plant needs to be watered. I need to tidy up in the kitchen. Obviously you just saw that when I was panning across. So I had an idea. My best friend works at a bar And she finally found a partner that she vibes with. And they work in the same building. So they work together. And they live together. So there was no compromise. She knew that in her heart, I guess, that was what was important. So I tried to play that out back in my older relationship from 10 years ago. I had a job which it was nice, but it didn't really pay for much. His job paid a wee bit more, so I could see how he was on his own there, and I wanted him to be with me all the time. I couldn't just go and pick him up from work and feel like we were in a whole and complete union, the ones I'd felt as a child. But I could have eventually had a job at his work, but the idea never crossed my mind. Or he could have joined my company, which he almost did, but then I felt like things were going so crazy, far out of control, that nothing could ever be fixed or repaired. And he is apparently his breed in New Zealand is he's a really favoured type of person. I mean, not every girl's a hard rocker, so that disqualified a lot of people. But there are a lot of girls that like, the typical European guy, the typical cute, because they find him to be really adorable and really cute, and it's similar to themselves. And that he can become a man, or look like a man, and she can become a woman, or look like she's become a woman, or whatever the idea or the notion is, they knew that could work for them. So it was kind of what I wanted, but I have never found a place to work where I could be able to find the right person at the right time and have all the trauma fixed first. Like, the trauma actually is important to me, that it does get repaired and fixed. It wasn't going to get repaired with the partner that I had. He wasn't going to change. He was just going to be there and try to be stable. But my heart had all these empty things in it, all these desires and unmet needs that people would register as me being spoiled or complaining. But once I went to therapy and explained everything, they were saying, I can see how you feel, and what you're feeling it's totally fine because they're your feelings. But yeah, anyway, I picked up this awesome treadmill. Well, it's not a treadmill, it's a exercycle. So I picked up an exercycle, so I was doing a little bit of that to see how it feels, and I actually do quite like the exercycle. And I was just also listening to music and just going over ideas and stuff that I could maybe use for future friendships or meetups. I could take it to a few friends and just say did you guys want to talk about any of this, or what kind of conversations are you guys drawn to, or are you guys drawn to conversations about friends and family, or do you guys want to talk about, get your mind off of conflict and stuff and just talk about other things, maybe you'd like to put your head down and read a good book, or maybe you'd like to colour in some diagrams, or do some puzzles, or play some board games, or maybe you'd like to put something on the screen and share it. Maybe you'd like to talk about music. Maybe you could find topics you want to talk about. Maybe you'd like to do a group circle that's catered towards the creative mind of somebody who's interested in ... that kind of thing. Maybe you would like to just talk about like jobs and stuff as well with people. Like for example, I had an idea which would be being contracted to different hotels and motels. So you could work like 40 hours a week and have a guaranteed contract, but you would be working at different motels around and hotels around the city. Like if you don't like to stay at one place, maybe that's something that it could somehow be created, an opportunity that you could create for yourself if you knew how. Or maybe you would like to go and film a vlog episodes on specific things like the retail at the op shop, and then maybe you would do like 20 op shops and you would just talk to the person at the op shop or something. Or maybe another idea that I don't know will happen but is a cool idea is going to each cafe in the city, or not all cafes, but maybe like, just hear me out, going to each cafe in the city and actually grabbing a barista or a head barista and just like getting them to pour you a cup of coffee and just say, this is Katie from such and such, and she is going to be the barista that I'm filming for my vlog, and here is her coffee. Or like just silly ideas that might not even happen, but yeah, just ideas and stuff for job marketing. Or like things that you never know, if you do write them down, they could actually have a program for, or that could be developed somehow. If you did want a bunch of contracted people that can just run through the motels and stuff, it's like, because sometimes it's like each motel has to build up a network for themselves, but maybe they could have a pool of motel and hotel workers, so it's not just like you're waiting on an agency to call your number. You could actually be personal contractor for each hotel, motel, and Airbnb. So you could also choose your own wage, or you could like suggest a wage and see if they would pay. I'm just trying to think of things for people. Or like in your downtime, you could just be writing a list of goals, and then you could be maybe talking to a financial advisor, or you could make an appointment with Work and Income, or like the Ministry of Justice, or one of those offices, and say, I'd really like to achieve this, and there's other companies out there that are doing it, but I'm not really feeling that safe with them, so maybe you could talk to me about how I could make this happen. Or maybe you want to find other sub classifications for jobs and be contracted out to them. Maybe you've just always wanted to have like one place that you worked in for 10 years and you didn't want to go anywhere else, but you wanted to have a full-time contract of guaranteed hours so that you could actually afford all of your life's luxuries and all of your life goals. Maybe if you're not working, or if you have time to offer, you could show up at open mics. You could show up at quiz nights or at meetup groups. Or if you feel like it's easier for you to figure things out a certain way with a friend or whatever it is, maybe there would be a pathway for that. So yeah, I guess for like meetup groups, and things like that, where you just sit down and have chats and go over, like, maybe you want to go over photography or like cell phones and cameras and how the phone works and what it does, what its functions are or something in a group, and everyone actually talks about their phones. Or it could be just really basic, like how you use your laptops, or you wanted just to go back in time and just talk about all your old tech for a bit, or you wanted to talk about like your car technology. We want to talk about technology that exists in hardware stores, or maybe you wanted to see technology as being really mundane and cordless. Maybe you still consider technology to not be electric. Maybe you want to bring new ideas. Maybe you want to start something for yourself and have it come across as you sharing an idea and being with people, but actually you also have your own endeavors that you're wanting to reach as well. So yeah, that's why I was thinking like an evening where people either are just like there to like kind of like listen to what you are doing and observe what you're doing, or to critique what you're doing, or they actually like want to do what you're doing, or they already are doing what you're doing, or they have skills in photography and IT, and they can read through YouTube and actually look through your vlog and actually help you with your vlog, perhaps. Rather than just suggesting ideas, they're actually sitting down, actually doing the vlog, like looking at the format and the data and everything about the YouTube settings, to actually like maybe even creating like thumbnails or music for your vlog. Or maybe they maybe you just wanted to dissect the fact that there's people out there doing podcasts, vlogs, blogs, anything like that. Could also be just, you know, making your assumptions. You could just be like, oh, I don't really listen to them, I don't like them, I prefer to check things out, and then usually I'll just go and do something else because I have other hobbies or something. Or, you know, there's different people out there. Some people think, well, they might not want people doing vlogs. They might find it offensive, or they might feel like the community still has tons of entertainment boundaries or something. They want to explore like boundaries that have been placed around certain aspects in the community. They want to figure those things out for themselves. There's tons. But anyway, so I was just filling you in on what I was doing. I know I've still got the face mask to fill in. I was going to do that and then send the image to my friend of me wearing the cute wee face mask. I've got to pluck my eyebrows and just fix my skin up a wee bit. I'm going to put the jug on and water that plant for a start. I've had a wee go on the exercycle and had a wee go with my hair, and I know I've got a long way to go. So yeah, I've got a few interviews lined up, and I know some things don't work out, but some things do, and you've just got to give them a try. You just got to ask for help. Hopefully one day, some of these days, someone will have some faith in you, and you've got to find out what's too hard and what it is you're struggling with, and are you going to get through it, and will you, you know, fail based on just because you couldn't figure out this certain thing, but will you be able to maybe still work somewhere else? You know, are we officially out of options? And you know how I feel, so I'll just leave you with that and try to feel that even without a job or anyone loving me or helping me, that I can still be beautiful and I can still feel like I'm successful in my image, or you know, like there's too many complications in life and things like that. So you never know what will happen, and you never know. You just don't know. Okay, guys, bye. See you, bye.